Welcome along everyone to W3L Wrestling Showdown. Thank you once again for coming and joining me here this week, for hitting the subscribe button, for being part of W3L. Now I'm sure you're familiar with Mike Musso, and you know that he's a 4-time former heavyweight champion. He would dearly love to be a 5-time champion. Nobody's ever held the title that many times at any point in W3L history, so it would break records if he could. But to do that, he's got to wrest the championship away from the current holder, James Scott. And that's the match that we are going to be seeing this week here on Wrestling Showdown. Can Mike Musso take the title away from James Scott? Can he get some more revenge in his seemingly never-ending war with the contingency plan? Or will it be James Scott that marches on to our 200th live event coming up at the end of October with the championship firmly in his grasp? You can speculate as much as you want, but the only way to find out is by heading right down to ringside now and seeing what happens as Mike Musso challenges James Scott for the Heavyweight Championship.
Who's your champion? Don't you forget it. We want Musso!
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is a singles contest set for one fall, and is for the W3L Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first of all your challenger, coming to us from Kirkcaldy in Fife and weighing 235 pounds. He is the Merchandise Mike Musso. Introducing his opponent, he is accompanied to the ring by Taylor Bryden, and he represents the contingency plan from the Pride of Lanarkshire, weighing in at 205 pounds. He is the W3L Heavyweight Champion, James Scott.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown. And we've got a heavyweight title match in the offing.
There's something about that introduction that concerns me just a little bit. I know what game you guys play. You're carrying that belt down to the ring, calling yourself a champion. How about you send your boyfriend to the back? If you've got the guts and you've got any pride in that championship, you face me one-on-one. Right here. Right here.
First of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you, because you guys saved up your dole money for weeks on end to come and see me. Sorry, I'm choking on the absolute stench of this place. Speaking of stench, Mike Musso! Do you think these people want to see a one-on-one contest without my manager here? I said, these people don't want to see him get sent to the back. If you could please explain to young Michael why you're out here.
Well, Michael, I would love to go to the back tonight, but you see, before I came here today, I submitted an application to get a one-night only official manager's license. So I am fully licensed and authorised to be in the corner of the W3L champion, James Scott. And there's nothing that you can do about it.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Taylor Bryden's got himself a manager's licence, so I guess he's obligated to stay at ringside. It doesn't normally affect the contingency plan. They tend to use that pack mentality, that strength in numbers that they become known for. But anyway, so Bryden's going to be sticking around ringside, and that means that Mike Musso's going to have to go through James Scott and no doubt Bryden as well, if he wants to become the new W3L Heavyweight Champion, because you know that Bryden is going to get involved whenever he can.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Scott has asked me to remind you all that he is the W3L Heavyweight Champion, and it is a championship that he will never lose.
Well, James Scott sounding confident there, and certainly with his manager at ringside, he may well be. I mean, he and Musso have wrestled numerous times, they know each other very well. Obviously there are very high stakes in this match, but with the heavyweight championship, which you see being held aloft on the line, and of course having Bryden backing him up is obviously going to play to Scott's advantage. I do wonder, however, if this is maybe a sign of something, because when we last saw James Scott, he obviously overcame Joey Legend, but it took a bunch of interference to do that and help him retain the championship at that time. So now he's got Bryden at ringside, and I have to wonder, does this maybe a sign that Scott's actually worried that Mike Musso's got his number? Is he perhaps concerned that Musso's going to have the advantage in this and somehow get past him and become the new heavyweight champion? Because surely if Scott was confident, he wouldn't need a manager, would he? So the crowd chant for Mike Musso. They would certainly love to see him defeat James Scott. Of course, wanting it to actually happen are two completely different things. Musso's been focused recently on the very good Mr. UNG Mackey and his associate Tim Wiley as well. That last time Musso was on Showdown back in July, he was facing Tim Wiley. They obviously aren't here, at least not yet. I thought it wouldn't be unlike them to turn up at some point. And Musso's been given this heavyweight championship opportunity. As James Scott saying, his hair was pulled, his precious little off at the pool. So Musso's got this chance to defeat James Scott to become the new heavyweight champion. And again, I'm assuming that's why Bryden's at ringside. Obviously the contingency plan won't see it quite like that. Musso takes down James Scott and then controls the arm. I mean, these men no strangers to each other at all. When James Scott won his first heavyweight title, he actually defeated Mike Musso to do it, so he does have his number. So Musso keeping control of that arm, didn't break when he was on the ropes either. And Scott's got the ropes this time. And Scott complaining. And you know that charging straight at Mike Musso, throwing clotheslines and drop kicks and what have you, that's probably not going to work. So James Scott just taking his time here. He's obviously trying to throw him off his game plan. By complaining about the hair being pulled, he'll take every shortcut in the book, and you've seen him do that before. Of course, it's just another. Oh, hang on, it's a test of strength, it sounds like. And the crowd think it's going to be Mike Musso. What is it? Is this a test of strength here? The Musso's the taller man, so does have the reach advantage. Is he stronger than James Scott? That's a debatable issue. Guess we're going to find out in a second. I was going to say that these two men, indeed Musso and the contingency plan as a whole, have had issues going back the past couple of years. James Scott with a cheap shot right to the midsection. Because all starting at 7 deadly sins a couple of years ago when the plan formed. They've exchanged the tag championship with Mike Musso. They've put him through some tables. All sorts of things. There's just a long war between Musso and the plan. Musso fighting back to his feet. And nobody budged on that one. Scott could knock Musso down. I know that Musso, obviously the situations with Mackie still eats away at him. He's still quite irritated and annoyed, and that's always going to feed into what he does to James Scott, particularly with the situation of Taylor Bryden at ringside and everything. Hang on. And Musso drop kicks him through the ropes. Wow, not something he normally does. And Bryden and Scott go flying as a result of that. And speaking of flying, is Musso going to climb the turnbuckles here? And he is. Mike Musso climbs up and launches himself at his opponents. Bryden and Scott not getting a moment to recover on the floor, and that's a good move for Musso. If you get the advantage, especially over James Scott, you want to keep pressing it. You can't let it up for a second. If you give him time to recover, then you know he's going to turn it around against you. He's just squashing him in the corner. Here's those knees he's so famous for. And Scott caught him as he came off the ropes. That's one of the downsides to Musso using those knee lifts. He does it so often, people have, many has begun to get used to it. And down goes Scott. Just shows you how ticked off Mike Musso is. He would dearly love to become the new heavyweight champion. Remember, he's held that championship 4 times in the past. And look at, wait, here's Bryden grabbing the ankle. As you knew he would get involved, that allows Scott to body slam Mike Musso off the top rope. And goes in for a cover here. So Taylor Bryden, his manager's license has paid for itself for that one. And that just goes to show you the level that the contingency plan will stoop to keep that heavyweight championship around the waist of James Scott. No doubt they're looking for a tag team title reign again. Must have held the tag belts numerous times. Babyface and Princess had Saqib Ali at some point in the future. Yes, we're going to find out now. If you can see at the back of the screen, Taylor Bryden attacking Mike Musso. It's like a handicap match here. Referee being distracted by James Scott. And Bryden just casually walking around ringside, just like he's out for a stroll, so nothing's wrong. But Musso suffering badly. And Scott stamps on his fingers just to add insult to injury. And you've got to think that somewhere watching this match will be the Rock and Roll Express Blondie Barrett, because of course he's going to face the heavyweight champion at Resolution 11 later in the year. Will it be one of these two men? Well, you never know, as Musso kicks out. Currently it will be James Scott, but of course there's still a bit of time between now and Resolution, so anything could happen, particularly in W3L. James Scott's Musso trapped in the corner. Loads him across the hypotenuse of the ring. He's going to charge at him, and he's built up ahead of steam, but it took too long. Musso greets him with a back elbow and a body press, hooks him up. That was very close. This is where Scott may have suffered as he hits the jawbreaker. Much like I said earlier about Scott, you can't give Musso an opportunity to recover, because he will definitely turn it around on you. We've seen that happen in the past, and there's again Scott complaining. Is he getting the referee to redo his laces? As Taylor Bryden throttling Mike Musso on the middle rope. I mean, manager's license or not, I mean, there has to be something that management can do surely to prevent this kind of thing. And Scott goes for a cover here. Musso not quite finished as of yet. This is James Scott defending the title everybody's been put in his way. Joey Lynch, obviously I mentioned, took on Bram in a couple of matches, one of which I'm sure you saw here on Showdown. I mean, you saw how they ended up going all over the building, particularly at our Showdown Summer Spectacular, if you were with us for that one. So I mean, Scott's a heck of an athlete, heck of a wrestler, and it's a fine heavyweight champion. Obviously his ideas about sportsmanship and some of his methods are kind of questionable, but his ability isn't. And it's that sadistic streak that he has that a lot of people just do not like, and understandably too as well. Here this crowd chanting for Mike Musso, the popular man. He must have supported him throughout his time in W3L, his battles recently with the very good Mr. G Mackey, and the Plan as well, of course. James Scott holding on, and Bryden grabs a hand, but it's not enough. Musso muscles down James Scott and came within a hair's breadth of becoming the new heavyweight champion there. And even Bryden's interference there, not enough to keep Mike Musso's shoulders down. And a camel clutch being applied. Musso's body being bent at an awkward angle. He is quite close to the ropes, but obviously his arms are hooked behind James Scott's legs. So it is difficult for him to be able to free one and reach out to grab a rope. I do think he can crawl to get to the ropes. Hang on, he's got an arm kind of free. Musso's changed position to alleviate the pressure on his lower back. And Musso's got hold of him. Now he's trying to stand up with James Scott on his back, and he does. Now that took a huge effort, and he rams Scott in the corner. Oh, and he runs right in the boot. Oh, Scott's turn. Just dumps down Musso and immediately goes for a cover. I think he's realised that he can't give him an inch here. He needs to get pinfall attempts wherever possible. He's to May here on Showdown, and yeah, Scott did defeat Musso on that occasion, but of course, as usual with James Scott, it's hardly the clean-cut victory you might be expecting. And once again, the referee being distracted, in comes Taylor Bryden, putting the boots to Mike Musso, and went for a body slam, but hold on, it's Bryden that takes it instead. The crowd like that one, but look, in comes James Scott, and he slams Mike Musso down on the floor. With that camel clutch had weakened Musso's back, being slammed on the unforgiving hard floor of this venue is going to make it 15 times worse, at least. And Musso may end up getting counted out here. Up to 6. Musso's stunning, but only just. And Bryden's still down there as well. Hang on, Musso just gets in. And Scott complaining about the cadence of the count, but it seemed fine to me. Musso somehow managed to get in after being body slammed to the floor and kicked Taylor Bryden away. And he's prime for the picking here. James Scott just stomping away at him, and Musso seems unable to fight back. I think that body slam on the floor has really hurt him. Scott just biding his time. Oh, and there's a double foot stomp right to the chest. And Scott's going to climb the ropes. He could be using a double foot stomp off the top rope. If he hits that in Musso's chest, surely that's going to end it. Climbs to the top, and he runs right in the boot, or falls into it, I should say. Musso got that foot up, and James Scott just proving what I'm saying. You don't want to give either of these men an opportunity to recover. Musso got those long legs of his up in the air, and Scott went face first into the sole of Musso's boot. And now it's a war of attrition. Which man's going to get to their feet first? It looks like it's Musso, but Scott is right behind him. There's Musso with some forearms. And a big clothesline. Mike Musso's getting a second wind here. And a closing off the middle turnbuckle. And things are going Musso's way. We could be seeing him against Blondie Barrett at Resolution at this rate. But of course, hitting Scott with a bunch of moves and getting that much needed 3 count or 2 different things, hanging his up across the shoulders. And Bryden on the apron there. James Scott's now got Mike Musso up. And just kicks him right in the face. That's going to end it. James Scott's... Oh, he won't! Mike Musso somehow kicking out of that one. James Scott popped it there and kicked him squarely in the face, yet Mike Musso able still to kick out. And Scott, I think he's now at a bit of a loss, because I think when he hit that move he was figuring Musso was done for, and now he's not. So Scott's going to have to pull something else out the bag. I'm sure they'll have a contingency plan, pun fully intended. Then Bryden climbing on the apron. Being a manager's one thing, staying on the apron's another thing entirely. Oh, and he's pinned Musso's arms back. Scott setting him up. Musso trapped in deadly territory here. Here comes Scott, and Musso moves out of the way. And Taylor Bryden sent to the floor. And Musso's got up James Scott and hits the blunt force trauma.
Hello, Mike. I'd just like to draw your attention to the time I'm spending with your young son out here. He's come to watch his dad lose the W3L title match.
That's Mackie. You and Mackie, Mike Musso's son is actually in the building. So he had that match won. I'm certain he would have defeated James Scott. But Mackie was over in the corner of the building with Mike's son. And that took Mike's eye off the ball. Had to turn away from what could have been a surefire victory, a surefire heavyweight championship. Referee trying to get Bryden off the apron again. Scott sends Musso in the ropes. Oh, and a low blow. Kicks him low, wraps up with an inside cradle, and gets the pinfall victory. James Scott steals a win.
And still W3L Heavyweight Champion, James Scott.
Scott retains his title, but you've got to think that Mackie definitely gave him a massive assist in doing so.
James Scott still in possession of the heavyweight title, and it looks very much like it'll be he versus Blondie Barrett at Resolution 11 coming up later in the year. Of course, that joins the tag team champions Assad and Ali taking on Jody Fleisch and Johnny Storm as well, which is 2 fantastic matches for Resolution. But I think the bigger story here involves the very good Mr. UNG Mackie. It's got to be said, has he crossed the line? Involving Mike Musso's son like that, is that taking things a bit too far? I mean, how is Musso going to react to this? Particularly when you look at the fact that our 200th event coming up in Glenrothes, Mike Musso's going to be there, teaming with Joey Legend to take on the contingency plan. But Ewan Mackie is going to be in the building. He and Tim Wiley have got a tag team match in that very same event. Can Musso focus on this match, his match with Joey Legend against the contingency plan, knowing full well that Mackie's in the building? Who knows what's going to happen, but you can find it by being there live. You should join us the night before as well in Gala Shields, because that'll be the setup for the 200th live event. Legend will be there, Musso will be there, all your favourites will be there. Don't miss either of those events, and you don't need to, because you can buy your ticket right now by heading to our website w3lwrestling.com. Remember to use Showdown as a coupon code for 20% off as well. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to this channel, and use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown when you talk about this event. The situation between Mackie and Musso is far from over, it seems. What will happen in the weeks to come here on Showdown? What will happen at our Turn of the Live event? Only time will tell. Join me back here in 7 days for another edition of W3L Wrestling Showdown.